Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to Elder Apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations all you sincere laborers out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. Alright, your brother Kanakala coming at you once again, GMS St. Petersburg, Florida. Alright, and I just want to get into a little bit more in depth of the chip, man. Alright, because we're living in the times where the chip is going to be pushed on an all-time high. It's going to be mandatory. All right, it's a quote I should have there in post-production by David Rockefeller. Okay, he stated that pretty much all they need is the right event or the right situation, all right, to be created, and the nations will willfully accept the chip. All right, and of course we all know, I'm gonna get the scripture where the chip is pretty much posted or pretty much well known at, man, which is the book of Revelation. All right, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, "And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." All right, so this is what the so-called white man gonna do. No matter if you're in the prison systems, if you're out so-called walking freely, all right, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're Mayweathers or you're or the bums out on the streets, man. All right, he gonna cause all. Who is that? The so-called white man. All right, because hey, the so-called white man, he owns. He's the ruler of this current world right now. So he owns all of us, man. All right, that is our so-called slave master right now, man. All right, the social security card. All right, the birth certificate. Those are all slave documents, man. All right, and I'll read on. It says, a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name or the beast or the number of his name. All right, so in order for you to make purchases, all right, to sell things, you have a business to sell things, all that money is going to be transferred on this chip. It's going to be a digital currency. All right, we already got the Bitcoins. Okay, Slaki, okay, we went from credit cards, your cryptocurrencies, debit cards, it was all in the making, man, because that quote was stated in 1994. All right, and who knows how long it's been on the books since then. All right, next scripture I'm going to get is Genesis 11. All right, which is where the so-called white man is, what he's trying to do, man. He's trying to fulfill this in the scriptures here. Is nothing new. Like the scriptures say, there's no new thing underneath the sun. So what the so-called white man is trying to do is nothing new, man. All right, he's trying to fulfill that empire. Okay, this is Genesis 11, verse 1. All right, this is during the time of Babylon. All right, it says, "And the whole earth was one language and of one speech." And as we can see that now, the English is going to be that predominant language. All right, in order to be a pilot, okay, you have to know English. All right, anytime you have a call center, all right, you're calling the call center, but you're calling someone over in Vietnam or Japan, all right, or East India, all right, because why? They speak English over there. All right, English is like one of the languages you have to know. All right, so it says, "And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they that had brick for stone and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. All right, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one." All right, which if you come here to America, this is that Babylon. So this is known as Babylon the Great. The people are one. All right, you got all these different nations here speaking English. Okay, they all speak English. Why? Because that's the predominant language over here. It says, "And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this began to do, and this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down there and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. All right, so the Lord confounded, the Lord separated languages, man. Back then they were speaking Hebrew, man. So the Lord confounded the languages. Now they start speaking different dialects of Hebrew, man. All right. It says, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they lift off to build the city. Therefore is this name called Babel. All right, that's why we call it Babel, confusion. All right, when somebody's talking and they're babbling, all right, you can't understand what they're saying. All right, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So that goes to show you right now, the Lord is not with all nations come together under one banner. All right, that the Lord is not with that. Everybody want to be in that love doctrine. Love, the Lord is not with that, man. All right, so he confounded the language. So this is the so-called white man is trying to do. He's trying to fulfill this enterprise right here, man. But the Lord is not going to allow it. It's nothing new underneath the sun. All right, he's trying to fulfill what they did. With that, I'm gonna go to in the Apocrypha, 1 Maccabees 1:41. All right, and this is 1 Maccabees 1 verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus, all right, which was a Greek, all right, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. All right, going back to Genesis 11 again. You know, you had different kings, different nations try to come up and fulfill that one world order. All right, so the so-called white man is trying to fulfill that same thing. All right, it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So leave their heritage. Leave your laws, leave your heritage, come and be under this, right? And what's the what they say over here in America? The new religion is no religion. You can do as thou will. You can be a homosexual. You can be a lesbian. All right. Don't follow. Don't follow those laws, man. You don't have to be men and men, women, men with women. All right, woman with men. You can do whatever you want to do, man. You can worship this. You can worship that. All right. They say there is no God, so leave all those laws. All right. Everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So once again, they tried to do that again, man. But the Lord, once again, the Lord is not with that. All nations coming together as one. Next scripture I'm going to get is Habakkuk. Okay. This is the book of Habakkuk. Salaki. Bear with me, this wind blowing. Alright, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. And right now that vision is speaking. Alright, you can see the RFID chip is being pushed. You can see all kind of videos on it. All right, you can see all kind of videos on this chip. It says, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And right now it's speaking. That goes to show you we're at the end. All right, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, so it's not tearing. The Lord is ready to get us up out of this kingdom, man. He's ready to deliver his people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and also the confusion of faces. People that may look like, all right, the so-called white people, may look Asian, all right, but their line goes back to a Negro or a Latino or Native American. All right, it says, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. All right, that philosophy, that doctrine, that way of life, that democracy. All right, he transgressed by wine. All right, feeding the people, getting them drunk, like he got a majority of our people drunken off the ways of this world. Okay, he's a proud man, and the so-called white man is proud. As we can see, the face of that proudness is Donald Trump right now, man. Here it is, starting all kind of trade wars, getting rid of all his allies, saying we don't need you, I don't need you. All right, that's that pride. The one what a woman does. Oh, I don't need no man. That's because she's prideful, man. All right. It says, neither keepeth at home, so they don't keep it home. Here it is in America. We got crime rates going out the roof. All right, we got unemployment. We got poor people. All right, but this is supposed to be the greatest country. The infrastructure of America is a D-. All right, so neither keepeth at home. All right, worried about all the other international affairs. All right, it says, who enlarges his desire is as hell. His desire is as hell. What hell is a bad condition, man. Okay, and that's what he desired. His desires is hell, to bring hell upon everybody. All right, to make everybody subject unto him, to put everybody underneath his foot. It says, and is as death. Okay, we got chemtrails every day. All right, fluoride in the water. Okay, the diet of the diet that they promote here in America is all processed food, Burger King, McDonald's. Okay, that microwave food. Okay, they're not. They don't have commercials about eating natural apples or natural fruits. All right, they don't promote that. They promote death. Okay, so is as death and cannot be satisfied. Here he is. He cannot be satisfied. All right, he has control of the world, but he's not satisfied. He wants to bring everybody onto one banner and chip them, man. Okay, it says, but gather unto him all nations. Once again, gathering unto him all people. All right. And heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? Yes, they're going to take up a parable against him. And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe is him that increases that which is not his. All right, so taking something that's not yours, like this land America. Okay, this land America belonged to the Native American Indians and the Latinos, man. But what it is, he increaseth that which is not his. All right, the Middle East belongs to Ishmael. All right, which would be the Arabs today. Okay. Increaseth that which is not his. He wants the oil reserves over there. That's not his. So woe to him, destruction unto him. All right. It says, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, and that clay represents debt. All right, thick debt. All right, and we can see the American debt clock is over 20 trillion, man. Okay, so it's constantly, the debt is constantly increasing day by day, second by second. All right. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee? And shall thou be for booties unto them? Because all these nations are getting together, are gearing together right now to come against this great whore Babylon. All right, so it says, shall not they rise up suddenly? So they're going to rise up. As we all know, that big kid on the block, eventually everybody's going to get together and come up against it. Okay? It says, shall and awake, and shall vex thee, and shall be for booties unto them. Booties, spoils. All right. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, and we know that to be true, man. America has over the last 20 to 30 years, America has been in a war every year, man. All right. Fighting and waging countless amount of wars, invading people's countries. All right. So have spoiled many nations. And all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So they're going to spoil you. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and all that dwell therein. All right. Woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right. I'm going to jump down to verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. And how was this town builded? America was built under blood. Or you so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. All right. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. All right. Behold, it is not of the Lord of the hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire. The people shall weary themselves for the very vanity. Okay. So woe to him, man. Destruction unto him that increaseth that which is not his. All right. That heapeth unto him all people. All right. So the great judgment and destruction is coming upon America. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man.